to the rest of the story. Well, we're doing something that, as odd as it sounds, we are happily doing something that isn't harvest. Harvest is officially done, if that isn't obvious by now. And granted, I'd rather be doing fall tillage, but that's pretty much moved off the table as far as what the weather's thrown at us. And we have a bunch of manure that we do have to get moved. So that's what we're going to work on right now. The fields are kind of tacky, sliding around a little bit, and this isn't a very big manure spreader at that. I'm not going very far from the buildings. I'm trying to get a part of the field that is, in recent history, is kind of running kind of low on yield. So naturally that's going to get a little bit more fertilizer, or the manure, than other places of the farm. The Rockville farm, which is where I'm at, has gotten many tons of fertilizer over the years from the dairy operation. You can definitely tell this farm outpaces the rest of our ground, and we attribute a lot of that to the fact that it's been getting dairy manure since the 60s. So that is one really nice thing to have in livestock around, is being able to apply your own fertilizer. Absolutely not to anybody that's wondering if we ever raise hogs. There's a hog operation just up the road here. That's not so much, I mean, the fertilizer would be nice, don't get me wrong, but dealing with hogs, I have absolutely no desire to deal with hogs. Myself, I would like to get more cattle around and have more bed pack from beef cows. And I'm hopefully thinking we're getting there. I'm not really sure. I don't have all my grain checks in for the year, so I really don't know where everything stands, or if I can go and buy a few beef heifers, or if I need to. I don't have to. Luckily, I'm not in that kind of position, but I can choose to pay down on some debt, which, yet again, isn't a lot. But with the way markets are looking and being realistic as to what markets may do and everything else that's going on as far as input costs and futures prices that I can actually lock in for next fall already, keeping a little bit more cash on hand, a little bit more cash readily available to maybe pay down on inputs out of pocket, rather than having to borrow as much as I was in the past. Don't get me wrong, I'd actually like to get up to about 50 head of beef cows and sell my steers and heifers, whatever I decide to sell, off the pasture in the fall. I've said it many times in the past, but that's ideally what I would do. I would have my cows bred to calve March and April. I'll leave them out on pasture with the calves all summer long until about the 1st, maybe the 1st of September, maybe the 1st of October, because you are starting to get kind of busy that time of year. I'm thinking maybe closer towards the end of September, somewhere in there before harvest ideally, because as much as we care about our animals, it's very easy for them to, your daily routines to get kind of thrown off. So instead of feeding them at 8 o'clock every morning, or 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock, wherever you guys, anybody across the country decides to feed your cattle, it's very easy to throw off your daily routine when you're feeding them. So I'd rather have them weaned off, the cows sometime in September, run them through the chute, vaccinate them, castrate them, Any heifers that I wasn't going to keep for replacements or to expand my herd, I would have sorted out, and anything that I was going to keep I'd probably put back out with the cows. And then I'd like to grain my calves for about 60 days, get them used to eating at a feed bunk, and sell them right around now. It's the end of November, and actually I'm pretty sure there's a special black-hided beef sale the 1st of December, or it could be the last Friday of November. Depends if they changed it or not. And that's the route I would go as far as selling my cattle. Definitely not ruling out feeding out my steers, my heifers. My friend, that's what they do. They have a beef herd, they raise their steers up, their heifers up, and they take them right to finish. That really wouldn't be all that bad to me. Get them on a steer stuffer, get some forage going in them, and taking them out to finish weight. Maybe a nice alternative to having to sell everything to the river. I mean, that if I could get well, I could use this 10,000 bushel corn harvester for storing feed, but ideally that wouldn't be so bad either. Going through and selling X amount of bushels of my corn, selling all of my beans, and using the rest of my corn for feed. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. It's really all preference. I really would like to get more storage around here, and we have been working on that. My brother and I do not have any storage yet. At the very least, I'm looking at renting a green bin site. But it seems how we're past harvest, that kind of gets shuffled into the back of my mind. But no, we gotta put all the harvest equipment away yet, which we're halfway there. We got the grain wagons put away already. The combine has to get cleaned off. It's not going to get pressure washed. I'm just going to hit it with the air hose. I got to find me a dust mask real quick sometime, and they're saying rain. It's supposed to start raining in about 25 minutes, and it's going to rain for about 8 hours. And it's going to take me probably 3 to 4 hours just to get the combine cleaned off, get the monitor out of it, get the globe off of it, go through, open everything up, open the sieve and everything, all the doors, run the combine wide open, try to get all the grain out of it as I can, go through with the air hose, clean everything out, get all the grain out of it as you can, all the dirt, the dust, the fodder, the chaff, because you do not want to make that combine a very appealing home to any rodents, mice, rats, raccoons. Those are the big ones. Rats and mice are the worst. Raccoon, don't have too many issues with them, not saying we never have, but mice are our biggest challenge, and we will be going through, and like every year, we're going to put poison all throughout it. I'm not going to go through and pressure wash it this year. Everybody's kind of split about that. If you're best to go through and, well, I never used to use the air hose. I just started with the pressure washer, and I pressure washed for 4 hours straight, and it still wouldn't be perfect, or up to standard, I guess. Using the air hose, 3 hours with the air hose and 1 hour with the pressure washer last year did a really nice job of getting that combine cleaned up. And this year, because even though it is kind of warm right now, it's supposed to get down in the teens and the 20s again, and I really don't feel like getting soaked in water, because as long as you can go through and get all the dirt and all the stuff out that is a potential issue going into next year, going through and pressure washing the combine off next spring is more ideal, because in a dirt floor like we have, the combine is going to look just as dusty next spring as it does right now before I even pressure wash it off. So why put myself through all the trouble if all it's going to do is just take the dust off the sheet metal and it's going to come right back within a month. But that's on the list of things to do. I believe Ryan got his grain cart. His grain cart is cleaned up and ready to be unhooked. We got to clean out that easy trail, get that off the 4640, and I'd like to get tillage done, or at least some tillage done this fall, but that really just isn't in the cards as of right now. I mean, if we could, if the weather straightens out and it gives us a week to do tillage, we'll fire everything up and we'll run to do tillage. But right now, it's looking like we're not going to get past the no-till November. He picked up a board. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. Thanks for supporting the rest of the story, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.